You work hard, you wake up early, you do everything right, and on paper your life looks stable. A decent job, a regular salary, maybe even promotions over the years. Yet somehow, real wealth always feels just out of reach. You look around and notice something strange. Most people you know with good jobs aren't actually rich. They're stressed, dependent on the next paycheck, and one emergency away from financial panic. Doctors still worry about bills. Engineers live paycheck to paycheck. Managers wait for bonuses to survive the year. This isn't because they're careless or lazy. It's because the system they trust is quietly designed to keep them comfortable, not wealthy. And the most dangerous part, it feels safe, so no one questions it. From the outside, it looks like progress. From the inside, it is a slow-moving financial cage that locks you into a routine and convinces you that stability equals success, even when your bank account says otherwise. In this video, we're going to break an uncomfortable illusion why having a decent job rarely leads to getting rich. Not overnight scams, not lottery thinking, and not motivational fantasy. Real wealth. The kind where your time is yours. Your income doesn't stop when you stop working, and money grows even when you sleep. Most people are taught to chase higher salaries, bigger titles, and more job security, believing that's the path to freedom. But what no one explains is how this mindset quietly trains you to trade time for money forever, depend on a single income source, and delay real financial growth until it's too late. This isn't about quitting your job or blaming employment. It is about understanding the rules of the game you're playing without realizing it. Once you see why good jobs keep people stuck, you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. A decent job gives you something extremely powerful and extremely dangerous at the same time. Comfort. The salary hits your account every month like clockwork, and slowly your entire life starts revolving around that number. Rent adjusts to it. Lifestyle adjusts to it. Spending adjusts to it. You don't think in terms of building wealth anymore. You think in terms of surviving till the next paycheck. The problem is, comfort removes urgency. When bills are paid and food is on the table, the mind stops asking hard questions. How do I build assets? Becomes, how do I get a raise? And raises feel like progress, but most of the time they just upgrade your lifestyle, not your financial position. Bigger salary, bigger expenses, new phone, better car, nicer apartment. From the outside it looks like growth, but inside, your net worth barely moves. Wealth requires delayed gratification, discomfort, and long-term thinking. Salaries train you to think short-term. You wait for annual appraisals instead of creating value that compounds. Over time, comfort turns into dependency. You can't afford to take risks, you can't step back, and you definitely can't stop working. The job keeps you warm, it never lets you build fire. The biggest limitation of a job isn't low pay, it's the time for money trade. No matter how skilled or educated you are, your income is tied to hours. Even if you're paid well, there's a ceiling you can't break. There are only so many hours in a day, and once they're used up, your earning potential stops. This is why hardworking people often feel exhausted but financially stuck. They're running faster on a treadmill that never moves forward. Compare this to people who build scalable income business owners, investors, creators. Their income isn't directly linked to their presence. They can earn from systems, ownership, or assets that work even when they're not active. Jobs teach you to maximize effort instead of leverage. You're rewarded for being busy, not for being strategic. Over years, this creates burnout instead of freedom. And the scary part, you get used to it. You normalize exhaustion. You start believing that being tired is just part of life. But wealth doesn't come from working more hours, it comes from separating income from time. Until that shift happens, even a high-paying job keeps you locked inside the same loop. People with decent jobs often earn more, but they also lose more silently. The moment your salary arrives, taxes are already gone. You never even see that money. Salaried individuals are taxed first and expected to survive on what's left, while asset owners are taxed last and plan accordingly. Then come the invisible leaks, EMIs, subscriptions, insurance plans, credit cards, lifestyle upgrades. Society encourages job holders to enjoy life. Now buy the car, take the loan, upgrade the phone because your income looks stable. Over time, fixed expenses harden like cement. Even a small income disruption becomes dangerous. You earn well, but you're financially fragile. Wealthy people focus on cash flow and flexibility. Job holders focus on monthly obligations. This is why many high earners feel broke despite good salaries. Money flows in, but it flows out just as fast. Without intentional control, your job becomes a pass-through system for banks, brands, and bills. You're the worker, but someone else owns the result of your effort. Most people with decent jobs rely on a single skill, a single income source, and a single employer. That's an enormous risk, but it's normalized. If that job disappears, everything shakes at once. Income, identity, confidence. Decent jobs create the illusion of security, but real security comes from options. Wealthy individuals diversify income streams, skills, and opportunities. Job culture teaches specialization without ownership. You become very good at one narrow task, but you don't control how that skill is monetized. This dependency keeps people obedient, risk-averse, and afraid to explore. Even when they know something isn't working, they stay because the job feels like the only bridge between them and survival. Over time, here replaces ambition. Dreams shrink to fit schedules. True wealth requires optionality, the ability to walk away, pivot, or pause without collapsing financially. Jobs rarely offer that. The final reason is the most overlooked. Financial ignorance isn't accidental, it's inherited. Schools teach obedience. Jobs teach productivity. But no one teaches ownership. You're trained to earn, not to grow. Most people don't understand assets, liabilities, cash flow, or compounding. So even when they earn more, they don't know what to do with it. Money becomes something to spend or save, not something to deploy strategically. This is why people with average incomes sometimes build wealth, while high earners stay stuck. Knowledge changes behavior. Without it, salary becomes a trap instead of a tool. A job can fund wealth, but only if you understand how wealth is actually built. And that's the truth most people never hear. A decent job can give you stability, respect, and a sense of safety, but it was never designed to make you rich. And once you understand that, everything changes. The goal isn't to hate your job or quit tomorrow. The real goal is awareness. To stop confusing income with wealth. To stop believing that working harder automatically means moving forward. Real financial freedom comes from ownership, leverage, and choices most people never get because they never question the path they're on. If this video made you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. It means you're starting to see the game differently. Use your job as a tool, not a destination. Let it fund your growth, not define your future. And remember, the people who break out aren't always the smartest or the luckiest, they're the ones who stop following the default script. If you want more honest breakdowns like this, where we expose the money myths no one talks about and help you think differently about wealth, make sure you subscribe to Money Uncovered. Hit the like button if this changed the way you see your job, and share it with someone who's doing everything right but still feels stuck. New videos every week because the truth about money shouldn't be hidden.